So I am just going to briefly talk about my vision for this house. Hi, I'm Karis, and here's Josiah. He's sleeping away, my 3-month-old little boy, my first kid. And we have just bought our first house, my husband and I. I'm from California and have lived in Cornwall, England for the last 5.5 years. I have my residency here and hopefully to get citizenship soon. But it's taken 5 years to get residency, and so it feels like a really big milestone for that. That was awesome. I got that granted a couple months ago. So we're getting permanent, getting settled, and now I've had my first kid, and it just feels like it's the right time to get a house. My husband works in carpentry, and I work at a swimming pool. So those are our jobs here. We both work in Penzance. So this house that we've just bought is in Gwynedd, Riola area, which is a few minutes south of Gwynedd Beach or Gadrevi Beach, basically kind of right between Hale and Penzance in West Penwith, in Penwith kind of area, or East Penwith in Cornwall. So my vision for this 1945 wartime sort of old school house is to create a beautiful cottagecore, heavily patterned, sort of antique, found wood, and lots of fabrics and layers, like lots of traditional elements, and to make a warm, cozy, cottagey sort of feel. Where being from California, I would normally have like a vision for a sort of open plan, a little bit more Hispanic style, breezy way, California style, like open plan house. But because we're in England and the weather is not, I'm not outside in the sunshine every single day like I would be in California. Like today, it's actually drizzling outside and it's completely cloud covered and quite windy. We would call it mizzle because it's not really raining, but it's also a little heavier than mist. In Cornwall, we call that mizzle. So this environment makes me want to create a cozy indoor space. I don't want to have I don't want to have a sort of a blank canvas like Scandinavian style, because that's been really big for a lot of years, but that's not what I'm leaning towards right now. I feel like the neutral colors are starting to go out, and I'm more interested in a bit more warmth and natural elements rather than sort of the grays and beige and grayish, like those cool Scandi colors and like simple lines and like open space. I'd like, with our house, it's a little bit, the rooms are a little smaller, and we're in sort of the middle of the countryside, so there's just green fields all around us, and I want to make something a little bit more cottage feel. I know it's not a cottage. I know it's a Pebble Dash house. I used to say that I was allergic to Pebble Dash, and I actually said that to my sister-in-law one time, and she was like, really? She thought I was serious, and I was like, oh my gosh. I've always thought Pebble Dash is the most disgusting thing ever. It's like gaggy, like, ugh. But now I've literally bought a Pebble Dash house. Oh my gosh. But the positive side, I'm trying to see the bright side, is that it's on a row of houses that all look the same, and ours is the nicest because the outside was reclad. I don't think anyone else's house on this street, there's like 10 houses that all look kind of the same. I don't think any of them were reclad. So the reason I don't like Pebble Dash is that the little rocks, it just collects so much dirt, and the houses just get dingy, dirty looking on the outside, like really easily, and it's like hard to paint. You can't like put a fresh coat or whatever. It's like rocks. It's just gross. But ours actually looks kind of like a pink house. It's a little bit cute. The rocks are all clean and fresh. It's nice. The main thing I think is practicality. So because it was reclad, the water damage and stuff like is prevented, I guess. And I think the person who previously lived here had that done, which is awesome. So at least the outside of our house looks like clean and shiny, bright, like cleaner than the rest of the street. And what a great neighborhood. The neighbors here have all been so friendly. The last couple of days as we've been moving boxes in, all of our neighbors have offered to help or brought things around, or, buckets of water or whatever. And, showed us where parking is, and just super friendly and telling us about the neighborhood and just how everyone helps each other out. And they're not just saying that, it's already happening for us, which is really cool. So we're looking forward to meeting everybody in our neighborhood. Guthrie wants to do like a housewarming and invite the neighborhood and our church, and like everyone can hang out, and our family, and maybe when the house is a little bit more functional. But I think my favorite aspect of this house is that it has a massive back garden and a front garden as well, but there's like space to host, there's space to hang out, and there's space to play. And I think for as a new mom with my little kid, my little Jojo, he's got space to run around and play, which is super exciting. And also, we've lived in flats. My husband and I have lived in flats for the last 9 years. I think we've just had our like 8th anniversary. Yeah, so we've lived in flats for the last 8 years, and we've had a dog for the last 4, and no outdoor space. So that means walking the dog all the time, which we'll still continue to do. Actually, there's amazing footpaths out here through the fields, amazing walks, and we're 10 minutes drive from some of the most beautiful beaches in Cornwall. Just, I think Hale Beach is like 3 miles of white sand. It's just stunning. And then there's lots of other little beaches and coves around Gwithy and Godrevy. There's Carbis Bay and Porth Kidney, and if you go around, there's St. Ives, and like it carries on. But we will keep walking the dog, but having an outdoor space for her will be amazing, and for my son, because getting the baby in the car and is like half the battle. And getting all the stuff and having your snacks, your drinks, your spare change of clothes, your all the right gear for whether it's cold weather, hot weather, and everything, and getting the dog in the car and everything, and just going out, or even getting all those things into the stroller and getting out and going to the park, and then okay, now we need the toilet, now we need snacks or water. Having a back garden is like amazing, because we can just go outside, play around. Need the toilet, it's right here. I need a snack, it's right here. The dog does a poo, I haven't forgot the poo bags because they're right under the sink, and I can just grab that. And I just think it'll be a wonderful outdoor space for Josiah to learn and grow and play, and kind of, I really want him to grow up with a lot of those tactile outdoor experiences. And my cousin Jordan does this thing like 1,000 hours per year outside with her 3 kids, which is amazing. I'm super inspired, so I want to work on that some more, and just have more time where we're just outdoors for hours, and for Josiah to be able to gain all those skills. So my dream for this space is to create, so the bedroom's upstairs. I want a wallpaper, but because of previous water damage, I'm concerned about wallpaper peeling. So I'm planning to paint and roll pattern in hopefully both bedrooms and potentially the living room and kitchen. We'll see how much pattern my brain can handle and how much pattern Guthrie says yes to, but I hope he just trusts me to just go for it, because I want to do some fun, like play with some color palettes, and maybe create some warm spaces in the downstairs and cooler spaces upstairs for relaxation. Oop, and Josiah's starting to wake up now. Wants to wake up and hang out. The kitchen is probably the last thing that we'll remodel. Just we'll need to save up a little more cash before we do that. And the bathroom will touch up a bit. I'll definitely paint in there, and we'll get a shower, but we're probably not going to replace the bathroom suite like until later, because it is functional right now, which is great, because a lot of the houses we looked at, there was no functional kitchen, no functional bathroom, and it's like, that's so pricey, and it's not realistic to move into a house without a house that's not functioning, especially with a child. Because I have huge plans to remodel everything and make everything amazing in here, but in reality, I spend most of my time during the day and during the night feeding Josiah, changing him, putting him down for a nap, and just carrying him around constantly. Not to mention like bathing, bedtime, all those other extra things, and when he's sick, and taking him to the doctor and for his jabs, and there's just a million things. So I've basically got full-time baby, and in between, when there's like little naps, or if he's willing to be carried for a bit in the sling, I can get a little bit done. But I'm going to try to set small goals for myself. So my first thing today is to get the bedroom sort of set up, just hoover the floor, unpack my clothes into the closet and my husband's clothes, and set up the area for the baby. So I've got his dresser, which the top of it is a changing table and a chair in place of my rocker right now, because my rocker's at the other flat. And just set up an area for his bed with a white noise machine so he can have his naps, and make the master bedroom sort of livable for the 3 of us, because right now he sleeps in a next to me bed in our room, And I'm going to start tearing out his little room because he won't need that yet. And so we're going to start the renovation in that room, that small room, and with the damp wall. So I'll probably be removing carpet today, and as small goals, probably won't be able to get much farther than removing the carpet and mopping the floor, if I even get that far. I'm still physically recovering from the birth and from having PGP in pregnancy. So I think he's 3.5 months now. So I'm just starting to be able to walk and bend and do things again. Whereas like my organs are kind of all back in place. My back is, I had some pretty severe back issues, and that's starting to sort itself out. So I need to pace myself, and I have massive plans, but I need to just do like bite-sized chunks. So I'll try to create videos of what I'm doing as I'm doing it, and I won't really be explaining. I'll sort of just be doing things, and you can watch the space transform, hopefully. And I would love to be able to have you guys join me on my progress as we try to make this very old school 1945, like I said, wartime era house, very utilitarian, into a beautiful, cozy, warm, inviting, welcoming space for me to raise my family, for us to have friends and enjoy, and to be hospitable, and a space to be ourselves and sort of rest, work, and play, and read and eat. So that's me. I'm Karis, my husband Guthrie, my little guy Josiah, and my dog Ella. So it's great to meet you, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.